Hello, Emma.
Hi.
My name is Emily, and I want to thank you for helping me to improve my companion act for the Town of Ellington website. I'll be guiding you through this session, and before we start, I want to tell you how this process works and why we're doing it. I've asked you to come in today to test out an app I'm currently designing to make sure that it functions correctly. This will take about 20 minutes, but if you need a break at any time, please let me know. Please be aware that we are testing the app, not you, and that there are no wrong answers. Try to be as natural and honest as possible and act like you would a normal app. After the session, I have some snacks for you if you want them as a thank you. We're going to go through this website together. I'm going to ask you to complete a specific task and observe how you would expect to complete the task. As much as possible, please say your thought process out loud so that I can understand it better. I'm also going to ask you questions such as what would you expect pressing this button to do. I won't guide you through the site so that I can understand how you would naturally navigate it. If you ever feel confused or are not sure what to do next, please let me know. Again, we are testing the website and not you. If you have any questions at any point, please let me know and I will try to answer them. With your permission, I would like to record our conversation so that I can listen to the tape later and use the information to improve this site. If you need to take a break, please let me know. Before we start, will you please sign this permission form saying that I can record you completing this session?
Mm-hmm.
On this form, it states that this recording will only be available to me and others involved in the project. I'm going to ask you a few questions about yourself before we begin. Do you have any questions or concerns before we start?
I don't.
Okay. So, number one, what's your name?
My name is Emma.
What town do you live in?
Vernon, Connecticut.
Are you involved with the town at all? For example, do you go to any events, use any services, attended school, participated in clubs?
I attended school in Vernon and I went through the rec programs, sports programs, as well as Girl Scouts in the town.
What phone do you have currently?
Like the type of phone, Samsung Galaxy S7.
Nice. How often do you use it, and where do you most frequently use it?
Most frequently on the couch after the day. And what was the first question?
How often?
How often? Try not to be so often, but it's always right next to me.
So, what are your favorite apps that you use on your phone? What do you use the most often?
I definitely use Instagram a lot to kind of check up in on social media. Another app that I use quite often as a teacher is the Remind Me app. It's a way for me to contact the parents of my children that I'm teaching. And some other apps could be WhatsApp. I use the WhatsApp app to communicate with friends in other countries. And yeah, that's about it.
So, when you use your phone, do you tend to use apps or do you tend to go online more?
Probably apps more.
If there was a town app for Vernon, what's the number one thing you would use it for?
Definitely current events going on in the town. I'd like to sometimes it's hard to know what type of events are going on, so I'd love some kind of app to discover those things.
Okay, perfect. So before I start with the scenarios I'm going to give you, I just want to ask you a few questions about the app.
Okay.
So what do you think that this button would do?
The 3 lines here, I'd imagine that's some type of menu. I've seen that before on other apps.
Okay, do you want to press it?
Sure.
So what do you think the X does?
Menu. X is out of the program, I think, or out of the menu, I should say. Try it?
Press it?
Sure.
Okay, so the first test scenario I'm going to ask you to complete, you're going to pretend you're a parent living in Ellington, and you're going to find an appropriate town event and add it to your calendar.
Okay. Well, I'm looking down here at this button here, and it looks to me like a calendar, so I might go there first. All right. And great, that brought me to events going on in November. I'm going to click on here, and if I wanted to go to this play, I would add to my calendar. All right. And, all right, now I'm a little unsure as to what I do next. Do I check or...
So the point of this page, the last one was to add to your app calendar, and this one was to add to your phone calendar. So did you find that
Oh.
confusing?
A little bit confusing there just because it says add another alert. So I would have to know that one is for the app and one is for my actual phone calendar.
Mhm.
Okay.
So what do you think this red arrow does?
I think it would bring me back to the previous page.
Do you want to press it?
Sure.
Okay. So the second test scenario I'm going to ask you to complete. As a senior citizen, request transportation to the local grocery store for December 14th at 2 p.m.
Okay. So I think I would start by going to the main menu. And as I'm looking through the main menu, I'm kind of wondering if I would go to services or community. Is there a difference between the two?
So the services are more, the services for the purpose of this app are more like emergency services, housing
Okay.
services.
All right, so then I think I would go to community.
Mhm.
All right, and I'm requesting transportation, so I'm gonna go ahead and click there. And now I'm signing up. I'm gonna press submit.
Mhm.
All right.
Okay. So the third task scenario. So, as a resident who would like to be more involved, find a youth organization that interests you and send the leader an email.
Okay, so I'm looking for youth organizations. I'm gonna go back to that main menu. And from there, since it's in the community, I guess I'll choose community. Okay, and I want to find different organizations.
The task again was
Thank
to,
you.
As a resident who would like to become more involved, find a youth organization that interests you and send the leader an email.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to go ahead to organizations, and it's a youth organization, and I would be interested in the theater.
Mhm.
I'm looking over here, and it looks like I can email leaders that way.
Awesome. Okay, so this is the fourth test scenario. So, as a young adult who just moved back to town, apply for a job in the administration department.
Okay, so again, I'm going to use that main menu key. And since it's for the town, I would probably go to about. And different, I would like to check out different departments. And I think I'll click on administration and, oh, here's an apply button right there.
Awesome.
Okay.
So, did you find it easy to navigate through the app?
I did. I did have the confusion between the, I think it was services,
Community and services.
community and services. I was wondering the difference between the two. And then again, adding the event to my phone's calendar is a little confused there.
Mhm.
But other than that, I thought the menu and the exiting out and going back pages was very convenient and not confusing at all.
Mhm.
I'm trying to say one other, what's the word I'm looking for? One other critique now, one other,
Yeah, that's good. Critique is good. Observation.
no, one other suggestion?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, all right. And then one suggestion that I would have is there seems to be like a lot going on. I wish there was something that could really just bring me right to where I wanted to go and what really interests me. For example, events going on at night. I would love to quickly go to that tab, or things to do on the weekend with family or with kids. That would be something that I would like to have pop up right away.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.